Leaders in the country have been challenged to cool down the rising political temperatures and focus on service delivery in the remaining 2 years. While addressing this year's PCEA Women's Guild celebrations in Embakasi, residents cautioned the political class against early campaigns, terming the move as an escape route by politicians who don't want to deliver.
Tulizeni siasa kwanza, fanyieni wananchi kazi ili wananchi waweze kusaidika. Na wakati unafanyia wananchi kazi, jamii za mikato muache. Muwe na uongozi unaoaminika, uongozi unaoeleweka. Kama jenzi wanasimama na wanasema hapa sio vizuri, njia mzuri ya kuwasaidia sio kuwashika na kuwaweka ndani, ila ni kuogene wao, uelewe shida mahali iko na uwasikize. Maana hata kama si wazee kama sisi, bado wanaweza kuwa wanajua mambo mengi kutushida.
The ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran to Kenya, Ali Gholampour, has praised the late Imam Khomeini's legacy as undeniably significant and globally remembered, particularly in the context of modern Iranian history. Speaking at the Cultural Council of the Embassy of the Islamic Republic of Iran in Nairobi during the commemoration of Khomeini's 36th anniversary, Gholampour said that the legacy and actions of Iran's founding fathers remain alive and effective worldwide.
Monumental figure.
Iranians in the country, religious leaders, diplomats, scholars, civil society organizations and members of the public congregated at the Cultural Council of the Embassy of the Islamic Republic of Iran in Nairobi to celebrate 36 years since the death of Imam Khomeini, the Islamic of Iran's founder.
The impact and the legacy of Imam Khomeini, first of all, is not limited within the frame and the bounds of the Iranian territory. It goes far beyond. It has not been limited only to those generation who just waked up, but also meet the ends of the people.
The event, themed religious democracy from the viewpoint of Imam Khomeini, formed the agenda of deliberations in the context of Islamic political philosophy. Speaking during the event, Ambassador of Islamic Republic of Iran to Kenya, Ali Gholampour, said Imam Khomeini's legacy is undeniably significant in the context of modern Iranian history.
It has demonstrated that such an ideal political system which has been introduced by Imam Khomeini, it's a system that can respond to the needs, to the actual needs of people for their livelihoods and bring prosperity to them.
Sentiment echoed by the Cultural Council of the Embassy of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Dr. Ali Pomarjan.
They are familiar with the ideas, with the thoughts of Imam Khomeini. So this is the main reason that after 36 years of his demise, still his soul is alive.
Other leaders also addressed the gathering call for the conceptualization of religious democracy from the viewpoint of Imam Khomeini.
What he established in Iran as a founder of the Islamic Revolution was what we discussed here today, religious democracy. And religious democracy means, in that context, participation by the people based on the Islamic Sharia.
Economic stability of any government can only be achieved when we embrace values that come along with the power of religious democracy.
Iran has made a great strength and a great development since establishment of Wilayatul Faqih, which is actually governance through religious morals.
Kiambu County government is exploring memoranda of understanding between a number of foreign countries who have been tapping firemen and women trained by the county government's Fire Rescue Training Center. Area Governor Kimani Wamatangi said approximately 300 firemen and women have been deployed abroad, notably in Middle East nations such as Qatar and Saudi Arabia, after training at the Kiambu Fire and Rescue Training Center in partnership with the Polish Center for International Aid. Further, the governor said approximately 60% of firefighters in Kenya, including Kenya Airways, have benefited from training at the facility, which consists of the best international practices in firefighting, accident rescue, building tragedies, and national calamities.
In our skills in firefighting, this team of Kiambu is the one that trains Kenya Airways.
Wow.
Yes.
Aye.
That is why you find. That's why you find that during the safari rally, Kiambu is the officially accredited, fire rescue team for the safari rally, and recognized internationally.
It is our interest as Fire Brigade of Kiambu to have a very effective Fire Brigade of Embu, because we are brothers and sisters as firefighters all over the country.
The firefighters that have been trained from this center have also been of benefit to other countries outside Kenya. And therefore, congratulations to Kiambu County. And we are saying, going forward and moving forward, we are also going to implement the many things that we've learned from Kiambu County.
From Kiambu to county number 14, where Embu Governor Cecily Mbarire now claims that some individuals within the United Democratic Alliance, UDA, and government circles are out to undermine her authority. Governor Mbarire, who doubles up as the UDA national chair, said that she will not remain silent anymore as senior government officials work to destabilize her locally and within the ruling party's national leadership. The governor threatened to disclose their identities if they continue with the plot. She alleged that the said individuals have been holding secret meetings within the county to ostensibly plot her political downfall, but she declared that she's ready to face them head-on.
Those officers from Nairobi who are coming to Embu to hold night meetings to fight elected leaders na wana heshima na wanajifanya wanaelewa siasa ya Embu kutuliko sisi. When we are working round the clock to fight for this government, tunaambia wakome. Wanajijua those officers. Na wakiendelea, I will mention them. Na niwaambie hivi, mimi ni wa before, nimekuwa katika siasa miaka mingi. Msiniletee, otherwise I will talk. Msiniletee.
Away from politics, in Embu, filmmakers and conservationists are calling for the use of cameras and storytelling to spotlight environment threats and protect the planet's most vulnerable wildlife. Speaking in Nairobi, where filmmakers from across the region gathered for the official launch of a unique initiative focused on wildlife and environmental protection through film, Greenbelt Movement Advocacy Manager Job Mwangi emphasized the transformation potential of the project. Mwangi said, the initiative, spearheaded by the Greenbelt movement and supported by various partners, aims to empower local communities to become watchdogs for nature, using the lens as a tool for advocacy and awareness.
And those films really touch on big issues that Kenyans are concerned about, and the stories have never been told. They cover forests, water and pollution, poaching, human-wildlife conflict, protecting endangered species.
The reason why we understand or know about atrocities around the world is through storytelling, and that's why the media is very, very important, because what you sell is what makes people have the agency. Because then people will know if the ocean is polluted, they'll know if elephants are being killed. You remember the Hands of Our Elephant, where the media was very instrumental in bringing the law.
To really champion storytelling as a powerful tool that we can be able to use to actually facilitate elements of conserving our environment and wildlife.
This initiative is actually to make a big festival that touches on environment. We don't just to be doing one-offs. We want actually to make it annual, and also we also actually want to take it beyond Africa, because these stories need to be told beyond Kenya. They need to be told actually beyond East Africa and beyond Africa. So that's the desire, and we also want to bring in more filmmakers and also more funders to come in and do more.
Moving on, Malindi Deputy County Commissioner David Lusava has issued a stern warning to parents of juvenile offenders in the sub-county, saying they could face arrest and prosecution for neglecting their parental duties. Speaking during Madaraka Day celebrations at Butwani Waterfront Park in Malindi, Lusava condemned the rise of machete and knife-wielding gangs of young criminals and blamed poor parenting for the menace. Machete and knife-wielding gangs of young criminals as young as 10 years old, known as Mawoza, have sprouted in various parts of Malindi town and its environs, instilling fear among residents and overwhelming security agencies.
Hatutarajii kuona hawa watu tena. Wazazi tuchukue jukumu la kuangalia watoto wetu wanafanya nini. Sasa tukipata mtoto wako ni woza, hata wewe mzazi tutakufuata, tutawafuata, tuulize ulikuwa wapi. These are children who drop out of school. Na hata nyinyi na wazee wetu wa vijiji mtatuambia ni kwa nini hao watoto wana drop kwa shule. Kwa nini hawaendi shule? Wanaamua kushika mapanga.
Kijana yote ambaye anaingia katika utumizi wa madawa ya kulevya, hakusoma, hana ajira, anazunguka, anakuwa mhalifu, anaanza kushambulia watu kwa vipanga, haya yote yanasababishwa na utumizi wa madawa ya kulevya. Kwa hivyo tungeomba zile vizuizi barabarani ziimarishwe na kila gari ambayo inapita pale iangaliwe imebeba mzigo gani. Kwa sababu kupoteza vijana kama hawa sisi kwetu ni hasara kubwa sana.
From Malindi to Murang'a, where County Commissioner Joshua Nkanatha has issued a stern warning to politicians, inciting residents to reject government-led development projects, terming such actions as divisive and detrimental to national progress. Nkanatha, who also serves as the acting Central Region Commissioner, condemned a growing trend among a section of politicians who are allegedly spreading misinformation about critical government programs in the Mount Kenya region. He warned that the government would not hesitate to take legal action against anyone found inciting the public against government-led initiatives.
Hatutakubali kuona ya kwamba watu wanachochewa dhidi ya serikali, watu wanachochewa dhidi ya wao wenyewe, watu wanachochewa dhidi ya miradi ya serikali ama uchochezi wa aina yoyote ile. We want people to be left free to decide, na tunaomba wananchi, kwa sababu hii miradi ni yenu, hii miradi ni yetu kutusaidia.
Elsewhere, a section of leaders have called for national dialogue on the Finance Bill 2025 to prevent tensions and divisions across the country. The calls for dialogue on the bill were made during Madaraka Day celebrations in Machakos County, where leaders stressed the need for sensitization on the contents of the bill to avoid misunderstandings. Machakos Deputy Governor cautioned that rushing the proposed bill without public consultation could trigger instability, potentially bringing about fracas and similar to those witnessed last year.
Kuna mfurugano imeanza ya this bill ya kukusanya pesa kwetu 2025 finance bill. I think we need a national conversation. Watu ni vizuri tuzungumze, kwa sababu tukianzana hivyo watu wengine huko Mombasa wataanza hivyo, wengine huko Nyanza, wengine mahali wengine watasema tunakataa. Unakataa nini? Kwanza tusome ile utaki, kuna public participation, tuingie kule.
About 1:15 the hour, we are due for a fast break, but when we come back we still have more news, including the latest from the world of sports.
Je, umewahi kuwa na deni ya KRA Basi usiwe na shaka, KRA wakishirikiana na KBC wamekuandalia roadshow murwa kabisa. Jiunge nasi tukufahamishe kuhusu KRA Tax Amnesty Program na jinsi utakavyoweza kusamehewa adhabu na riba na KRA. Pia tutakuwa tunakusaidia kujaza fomu za kodi za mwaka 2024 na kukusaidia na huduma za KRA kwa mtaa wako. Ijumaa tarehe 6 na tarehe 7 mwezi Juni tutakuwa na mobile clinic mjini Machakos, Club Leo Parking Space. KRA, tulipe ushuru, tujitegemee.
In a world where news is ever changing, staying informed is more important than ever.
Join us every week on News Check, your go-to show for the latest in current affairs, breaking news and in-depth analysis.
A warm welcome to KBC News Check.
From politics to global events, we bring you content that matter to you.
We're not just speaking about the governance and how we want to see it, but want to actually participate.
Get your facts, hear from the experts, and really understand what is happening around you.
We need to change our system first.
You have to do the impossible to make sure the message is home.
Stay ahead, stay informed, stay engaged.
Will these people, everybody agree?
Just listen to me.
Let's give him a chance to clear the air.
Catch News Check every Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Only on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back to Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Elsewhere, women groups in Hamisi constituency, Vihiga County, are set to benefit from a new grassroots initiative to help them get into fish farming, not just for subsistence, but for their economic growth. The initiative saw 16 women receive 500 fingerlings and a starter pack of fish feeds. The initiative, a brainchild of Rogers Buosi, aims to turn women into small-scale fish farmers at a time when Kenya's local supply is under pressure. The Rogers Buosi Foundation's Community Empowerment Day, held in Jamulongoji village, is supporting women who have shown interest in fish farming.
Fish production in this country does not fit the population that is there. There is a void, and that's why we have very many investors on Lake Victoria, the sides of Kisumu and Homa Bay, who have come to do this. And even despite the production, it is not enough for the local market. So with such an initiative, these mothers and their families can be able to sell this fish to the community where there is a protein deficiency, and they can be able to help in that area. And secondly, they can use it as a way of earning money to make a livelihood for themselves.
Baringo County Assembly Speaker Vincent Kemboi has issued a stern warning to individuals who he accused of attempting to interfere with the ongoing probe on employment malpractice within the county. Speaking in Barwesa Primary School, the speaker raised an alarm over alleged threats and intimidation meted out to a section of members of County Assembly from the ad hoc committees on public service spearheading the investigations. Kemboi, who want authorities to apprehend those interfering with the process, say the initiative aims at streamlining service delivery in the county.
Wale waheshimiwa wetu walipoenda Chemolingot walifahamiwa, wakapika report, lakini mpaka saa hizi hakuna mtu ameitwa hata kuandikisha statement. Wakati tulikuwa tunaendelea Kabarnet kuhoji watu, mtu mmoja akaandika SMS kwa mheshimiwa, akaambia kama bibi yangu atafutwa kazi nitaenda na shingo yako. County Criminal Investigation Officer aite wale watu wakuja watuambie, ndio waambie mtu utajisha shingo unamaanisha nini?
Badala kwenda kupewa kazi free and fair, watu wanauziwa kazi. Yule msasi ana pesa, amemalizia school fees kwa masomo, atanunuaje kazi tena? So governor, wewe usikuwe na wasiwasi, wewe fanya kazi yako. Utupaje sisi kama assembly tufanye oversight yetu.
Nimesikia yale umesema na nimeambia DCI kama kuna complaint yote waende kwake na DCI ataweza kuishughulikia mara moja. DCI yako hapa Kwa hivyo atafuatilia ile maneno umesema.
Elsewhere, members of the National Assembly MCAs from Kilifi County are now demanding respect from Governor Gideon Mung'aro following scathing attacks on his administration by critics from the region. The MPs Paul Katana of Kaloleni, his Ganze counterpart Kenneth Tugule, and Kilifi women representative Mbegu Mwanyanje called out those disrespecting the governor and attempting to hinder his efforts to implement his manifesto. Speaking at Ganze Boys Ground in Kilifi, the leaders reiterated that Kilifi legislators are solidly behind the governor and called out the MCAs from the region to rally behind him for the development of the region.
Uko na jukumu kama kinara wetu wa kuhakikisha kwamba wewe unalinda rasilimali na inagawanywa Kilifi County ili mwananchi afanye kazi yake aweze kupata faida ya kura yake.
Gavana na ofisi yake kama itashirikiana na viongozi wetu na hasa MCAs wetu, sisi tutapata faida zaidi. Gavana yuko na mamlaka makubwa sana. Na leo mimi nimesema sitasema mambo mengi. Tutaka gavana heshimiwe.
Na kitu zaidi nitaomba sisi kama viongozi wacha tushirikiane. Mimi kama mbunge nimesema nitafanya kazi na wewe na nitakuunga mkono kuhakikisha kwamba malengo yako yanatimia.
Still at the coast, Tana River Senator Danson Mungatana is spearheading a campaign for registration of Social Health Authority SHA fund as part of efforts to improve access to health care for citizens in the coastal region. Speaking in Hola during Madaraka Day celebrations, the senator stated that SHA can play a role in reducing the financial burden faced by many Kenyans seeking health services.
Watu 10 katika Tana River, 8 hawajajiandikisha kwa SHA na 8 wanatafuta harambee. Mtoto akianguka hapa na bodaboda ni harambee. Mtu akiwa mgonjwa wa kansa ni harambee. Mtu akiwa na shida gani ni harambee. Kama hatutaitumia, mtu wa Nyanza ataitumia. Mtu wa Turkana ataitumia. Mtu wa Nairobi ataitumia. Watu 8 mtarudi hapa tusumbuane na maharambe. Tunaomba sana mambo haya tuyaangalie.
Kenyans have been urged to fully support persons with disabilities in realizing their dreams, and in particular in the areas of education and healthcare. Speaking in Funyula, Professor Julia Ojiambo, a board member of the National Fund for the Disabled of Kenya, emphasized that for Kenya to progress as a united and equitable nation, persons with disabilities must be included in all spheres of development. She encouraged them to take full advantage of government services beginning at the grassroots level to uplift their lives and unlock their full potential.
Kazi yangu kuhakikisha that disabled people are organized in education, in social services, wherever they are, wherever they can participate, they can contribute, and even to move in every way. Nataka tu kuomba hapa tuhakikisha ya kwamba all those institutions that we have put together itawasaidia walemavu in all ways, na wasibaki nyuma. Our services are through the national government, where the assistant chief is, you will find the national fund for the disabled of Kenya there.
The government has been challenged to revisit implementation of the menstrual hygiene policy and address the major gaps in access to menstrual health products to ensure girls do not miss school during their menses. Speaking in Nairobi's Kibera during an event that highlighted the intersection between menstrual health and climate justice, in particular in the informal settlement, stakeholders in the health sector urged policymakers to recognize that menstrual health is not just a hygiene issue, but a justice issue, especially as climate-related disasters make access to basic supplies even more difficult.
want to stress on the effectiveness of implementation of the menstrual hygiene policy, because again from the statistics we see 1 in 10 girls miss school as a result of not being able to access sanitary towels during the menstruation.
We are looking at sustainable ways of engaging into menstrual health management. We are looking at how we'll be able to partner with different stakeholders in ensuring that, as the theme for this year is Together for a Period-Friendly World. So we are looking at how we'll be able to come together as partners working on matters to do with menstrual health management and champion for a sustainable and period-friendly environment.
Moving on, survivors of female genital mutilation in Laikipia County have come together to raise awareness and combat the persistence of the practice within pastoral communities. At the launch of the Laikipia FGM Survivors chapter in Njue, participants emphasized the alarming prevalence of the cultural practice in pastoral areas. The survivors expressed confidence that their collaboration would enhance outreach efforts across the county, enabling them to effectively eradicate or educate communities about the dangers of FGM.
We start at the household level by engaging men who feel that FGM should not be stopped. And therefore, we have encouraged women to sensitize their spouses on the same, and also the gatekeepers, so that they embrace the whole idea of eradicating female genital mutilation. We have other challenges that come with female genital mutilation that include the teenage pregnancies, HIV, new infections, and among other infections. And therefore, we've called upon all of us to fight the triple threat that is also proving to be a threat among the teenagers.
Top hotels and lodges along Kenya's coast have been honored at the National Tourism Excellence Awards held in Mombasa County. Tourism Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano, represented by the Principal Secretary John Ololua, said the initiative aims to position Kenya as a leading global destination. The awards, which are part of a countrywide accreditation program by the Tourism Regulatory Authority, recognize outstanding service in the hospitality sector. His sentiments were echoed by Tourism Regulatory Authority Chairman Benjamin Washiali.
Happy to be here. We celebrate our gold win, and we promise to make sure that the quality is maintained throughout.
We just call upon all the stakeholders, especially the investors in the hotel industry, to support us, because as they support us, they will create employment for Kenyans.
We want to recognize you for your hard work, for your achievements, and for what you have done to ensure that our country remains the best destination to visit in tourism.
Elsewhere, leaders in Isiolo County have warned a section of local politicians against incitement of pastoral community members living in Oldonyiro and Burat wards, that they risk losing their ancestral land once the proposed Oldonyiro sub-county is operationalized. Isiolo Governor Abdi Ibrahim Guyo urged the locals to disregard such sentiments, as the establishment of the new Oldonyiro sub-county had nothing to do with land grabbing and interfering with grazing zones. He added that the new sub-county will go a long way in ensuring government services are closer to the people.
Tutakuwa na sub-county ya Oldonyiro. Oldonyiro, mambo ya mabarabara zetu itaangaliwa kwa sababu focus yote itakuwa hapa.
Watu wetu wasikuwe na mindset ambaye ni anti-development. What do I mean by that? The more sub-county we get, the more sub-locations we get, the more locations we get, the better for us. Kwa hivyo mtu yote asiwadanganya aseme sub-county is about grabbing land ya watu wengine. No.
Sababu ya kuleta sub-county ni kulete service ya national government closer to the people. Ukileta ofisa ya kitambulisho hapa, atanyakua shamba ya watu ya Burat. Ukileta DCC hapa, atanyakua shamba ya watu ya Burat. Mambo ya boundaries na mambo ya services inahusiana nini? Haina uhusiano hata kidogo.
Hundreds of engineers across the country are raising concerns over increased marginalization in the construction industry, accusing major contractors of sidelining qualified professionals in favor of untrained and unlicensed workers. Speaking during the official launch of the Association of Services and Specialist Engineering Contractors, ASEC, the professionals called for recognition and fair inclusion in mainstream construction projects. They lamented that experts in critical areas such as piping, refrigeration, plumbing and electrical systems are often overlooked, with contractors preferring cheap labor over certified specialists, a trend they warn is endangering the safety and integrity of buildings.
Many times, most of the works have been left with the main contractors, and main contractors, we are the ones who work with the main contractors in terms of specialized services, and we feel like our association can be able to bring out the best in terms of value addition, in terms of knowledge acquisition, in terms of training and expertise, and we are hopeful that we can be able to help the other forms of associations that are in the build industry to ensure that we streamline our own specialized system, services.
We want to champion the rights of the specialist contractor and make sure that they're not marginalized when they're doing projects, they're not left out of the conversation, and that they have a voice in the industry. That is why we are here today, and we look forward to making a difference and having an impact within the community that is construction in Kenya.
Londiani Deputy County Commissioner Bernard Ole Kiburi has raised an alarm over rising cases of teenage pregnancies in the sub-county. Speaking in Kericho County during the 62nd Madaraka Day celebrations, Ole Kiburi called for immediate intervention by parents and stakeholders to manage the rising cases. A total of 47 girls aged between 10 and 14 years have been impregnated this year, while 248 between 15 and 19 years have also been impregnated. He further added that sub-county is ranking second in Kericho sub-county after Bureti sub-county with a total of 295 reported cases.
That is last week. Between the age miaka 10 mpaka miaka 14 watoto 47 walipata mimba. 47. Between 15 and 19 walikuwa 248. Inatakiwa tukuwe na consultative forum na wazazi na stakeholders wote ili tuweze kuona vile tunaweza kupunguza, because hizi vitu zina disrupt watoto kwenda shule.
Switching gears now, in the world of sports, 4 swimmers qualified to represent Kenya in the World Aquatics Championship, which will be hosted in Singapore from the 11th of July to 3rd August this year. This is after the culmination of the National Championship, which was held at the Kasarani Aquatic Center.
Kenya will be represented by 4 swimmers in this year's edition of the World Aquatics Championships in Singapore, where close to 2,500 athletes are set to compete for top honors. The women team will comprise of sensational Sarah Mose, who will feature in the 50 meters freestyle category and the 100 meters category. Sarah qualified during the national trials after clocking 25.97 seconds in the 50 meters freestyle contest and timed 55.22 seconds in the 100 meters freestyle category. Another lady in the squad is Imarabela, who will be making a return to the World Championship. Bella represented Kenya in the 2024 World Aquatics Championship in Qatar, but did not qualify into the semi-finals. During the national trials, Bella clocked 27.96 seconds in the 50 meters freestyle category and 1 minute 01.55 seconds in the 100 meters event.
To react, and that might be Hiro really pushing the 15-meter mark there.
The men's team will see Haniel Kuduli and Stephen Ndegwa battle to put Kenya into glory. Kuduli timed 29.32 seconds in the 50 meters breaststroke and timed 1 minute 05.89 seconds in the 100 meters event. On the other hand, Stephen Ndegwa clocked 25.55 seconds in the 50 meters butterfly category to qualify.
Our own, like Sarah Mose, we have seen Peter Ndegwa breaking records here in their personal best and meet records. Going forward, we are looking at our championships in Kenya growing very fast, and we are really thankful to the various counties that have been organizing various meets, which has brought the levels of competition very high.
Kenya will be hoping to register sparkling performances after failing to win a medal in last year's event. Frederick Muki for Lunchtime News.
Some need for speed now. Car number 44's Adil Kawanja was the top fundraiser in the 2025 edition of the Rhino Charge, raising 139.8 million shillings in support of conservation efforts for Kenya's critical water towers. Peter Kenywa of car number 23 was second by raising 13.5 million shillings, while Tim Castens driving car number 63 raised 8.6 million shillings to sit third. This year's event was held in Baringo County and attracted 64 competing vehicles that raised a total sum of 269.5 million shillings. In the competing results, Team Huzi, led by Jeremy Holley, took the overall title ahead of Smiling Shenzis, led by Gray Cullen, while 2023 champions Team 48, Glen, led by Mark Glenn, finished in the bronze medal position.
It was a great feeling to finish. At many points during the day, we thought we weren't going to finish. We actually made it here with only a few minutes to spare, so it was a difficult one, and we had to take some road. But we all well. Nobody got hurt. We didn't get stung. We had a great day. We all laughed, and we got along really well, and the team really worked well. The runners ran their heart out. It was amazing.
The reason that we do the Rhino Charge is because we believe in conservation, we believe in what the Rhino Walk stands for. The win is additionally special because we did part of the charge with 4 people rather than 6.
Interesting team name, Team Shenzi, Smiling Shenzis. Anyway, moving on, national men and women para volleyball teams, which will represent Kenya in the Africa Championship slated for 1st to the 10th of next month. Kasarani Indoor Arena are set to hit a residential camp pending the Ministry of Sports approval. Kenya's Paravolley Federation Secretary General Justus Katumo confirmed that the teams which will feature in the African Championship, which Kenya will be hosting for the first time, was unveiled. Frederick Moki has the details.
The women's team includes, among others, experienced Sylvia Oleiro, Miriam Wanjiku, Judy Osinda, Purity Mweni, and Rachel Akoth. Lilian Otiato, Ashlyn Autai, and Winnie Wafula will also be featuring in the Continental Showpiece following their inclusion into the squad. The men's team features setters Samson Njoroge and Caleb Odio, while hitters in the squad include Laban Kesio, Andrew Omwende, and Bethwell Cheruyot. Vitalis Owako, Wilson Osumba and Ian Shege were also named in the squad. The African event will see the top 2 finishers for men and women qualify for the World Championship, which will be held in October. The Kenyan team will be going for the top honors this time around after the women's team secured a silver medal behind Rwanda during the 2024 Africa Sitting Volleyball Championship held in Lagos, Nigeria. The men's team also demonstrated resilience with a notable 3-2 win over Nigeria in the opening match. Frederick Moki for Lunchtime News.
Finally, national women's soccer team Harambee Starlets is in Morocco ahead of the upcoming international friendly match against the North African side this Wednesday. The team, which departed last evening, will use the match to prepare for the CECAFA Women's Senior Challenge Cup and 2026 Women Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON qualifier tie against Gambia in October. The team is under the tutelage of Beldine Odemba and features Kibera Soccer women goalkeeper Vivian Shinyonzo, who finished second in the 2024-25 season for most clean sheets, defender Lea Adiema, forward Tumaini Waliaula, and midfielder Diana Washera returned to the national fold, while Phoebe Akech and Martha Amunyolet have also earned call-ups following solid performances at club level. Very well, that's where we put a cap on KBC Lunchtime News this Monday afternoon. For more of this, kindly check out our social media spaces. My name is Njue. Byron Abuli has been on the sign language interpretation bit on behalf of everyone who has made this broadcast a success, including my news director, Mogo Karaoke. I wish you a fantastic Monday afternoon and week ahead.